Hiya, welcome to episode 133 of Green Herb Gaming, part 2 of my Not a Hero gameplay. So, just to recap a little bit, for anybody who didn't watch part 1, Not a Hero takes place directly after the events of the main campaign in Resident Evil 7. The main character is indeed Chris Redfield, and your objective is to capture Lucas Baker. So, in part 1 of my gameplay, Lucas Baker killed was it 2 or 3 of Chris's teammates, and I was just about to I got the bomb off my hand that Lucas Baker attached, so I'm free from that bomb now, and I'm just about to locate Lucas Baker and hopefully capture him. So that's where I am right now in the game, so I shall continue. So I hope you enjoy. I'll try to make this video more entertaining than the previous one. Okay, so we are resuming our pursuit. The advanced unit has been wiped out by Lucas, but Chris finds a way to deactivate the bomb on his arm and avoids the same fate. Chris now heads to the shield machine to find Lucas. So I had 2 burning questions at the end of the main campaign in Resident Evil 7. I actually wanted to find out, was that character who saved Ethan Winters, Chris Redfield? I wanted to find out what this new Umbrella was and what their intentions were, and I wanted to find out
Chris,
why.
we're showing a room located behind the shield machine.
Lucas?
It's get in there to check it out.
Got it.
I wanted to find out why Chris Redfield was working with the Umbrella Corporation, and already I've had those questions answered in great detail, to be honest with you. I now know that there is in fact a new Umbrella. The Umbrella Corporation reformed itself in 2007 as a PMC, a private military company. And their goals, believe it or not, I certainly don't believe in it, and I feel like Chris Redfield also doesn't believe in it. Their goals are apparently to right the many wrongs that they've done in the past. They're now tackling bioterrorism and anyone involved in it. Apparently that's their goals. Yeah, kind of hard to believe, really, considering what Umbrella are responsible for. And get this one, many staff, what am I saying? Original staff members of Umbrella are actually working for this new Umbrella, which makes things more interesting. So that question was answered. As far as Chris Redfield's involvement in this new Umbrella, well, he was hired by this new Umbrella to assist them in capturing Lucas Baker, because Lucas Baker, and I promise I will get stuck in the gameplay very, very soon, Lucas Baker, he has connections to the bioweapon of the main game, Evident, the E001 series. He has connections with the bioweapon, and he is communicating with somebody and updating them on the bioweapon. So he is connected to a bioweapon, and apparently this new Umbrella are against bioterrorism, so I'm ordered to capture Lucas Baker. Okay, so let's get stuck in. So in part 1 I just located Lucas Baker, and we're now going to see what happens. So this shield, this giant shield that looks like a Stargate, is what we need to activate right now. Okay, let's do this. At least I think this is how you do it anyway. There we go. Okay. Oh my god, why do I feel like I'm watching Stargate SG-1 and Sky 1 right now? This is very advanced, even for the Resident Evil series. Okay, is this thing coming closer to me, or am I imagining it? This thing is coming closer. Oh, it's like starting to open. Ah, okay. So it was more or less a giant kind of. Actually, I don't know what it is. Or what the hell is this? This is like the moment in every Resident Evil game. You know the moment where you get to the end, like in Resident Evil 1, where you go from the mansion to the mansion lab, and in Resident Evil 2, you know, when you get to the lab, this is like that moment, you know, when you get to the end of the game. I feel like that's what's coming up now. Okay, I've got some happening here. Whoa, what the hell? What's that? The hell is that? Okay, got some wooden crates, which means that we smash them open with a knife. And it's funny, at the end of part 1 I thought that I was going to find this amazing item, because there was a box that was locked, needed to be opened by a pick lock, and I was looking for the pick lock everywhere. Finally found it, opened the box, and what was inside it? These, which are handy, but come on, they're anti-regen armor. They can take down this new form of the molded. In my head, and I won't talk too much about this, in my head I'm still trying to figure out, like...
Christopher, very impressive, my friend. Very impressive. Let's just see how impressive you really are.
Whoa. These are white molded. Oh, well, and locked inside. Oh, God. Are these the white molded? I don't know. They don't look white. You're dead. What the hell? No damage. Yeah, I think these are the white molded. Or else they're probably very strong molded. No, they're standard molded. The mold are one of the most interesting enemies in the Resident Evil series, because they're not actually... Oh god, now we got white molded. They're not actually standalone. Actually, sorry, they are standalone bioweapons. What I'm saying, they're basically a result. They're like a byproduct of a bioweapon. Because the bioweapon Evelyn E001 series is responsible.
Maybe you're good. Maybe you got lucky. What do you say?
Thanks.
Enjoy it, Martin.
Just got a nice hot cup of chocolate from my mother. Very good of her. Ah, that's nice. Okay. So I'm going to take out these enemies and then I'll start talking. Because in the last video I found myself talking too much and playing less. See, I've told you, I'm going to learn from my previous video. I'm not going to make that same mistake twice. So there seems to be a lot of these enemies. This is like the end of the game, I think. And as far as feeling lucky, Lucas, I don't think you understand fully who I am. You might have heard my name, you know, in the newspaper. Chris Redfield of the DSAA, you know. anti-bioterrorism unit. But what you don't know is the full extent of who exactly I am. I'm Chris Redfield. You know, survivor of the Mansion incident and survivor of the Raccoon City incident. Oh, these are the white mold, okay. I can't tell which is which. Who's the white mold? Oh man. I'm out of health, so that's not good. That's not good, I'm out of health. I'm going to die. I'm stuck. Oh, get me out of here. Get out of it. Stuck. Try again. So what's interesting about the molded is they're a byproduct of the main bioweapon, Evelyn, E001 series. She is capable of releasing spores of mold. Mold can attach itself to the wall or whatever else, and eventually that mold will create this biological weapon of its own. The molded will be created from that mold. So, just in case people are confused, the molded are not human. They're not a result of humans being infected. They're actually a separate organism completely. Humans who are infected by the E001 series, they have their mind and body controlled by the bioweapon. The bioweapon's thoughts are in tune with that of the host, and the host, being the human of course, has their mind and body completely controlled. That's what happens when a human gets infected by the E001 series.
Very
Yeah,
impressive, my
I'm still
friend.
here.
Very impressive. Let's just see how impressive you really are.
I'm very impressive, Lucas. Again, I am the survivor of the Raccoon City incident. You know, an entire city wiped out. You know, not just an entire city wiped out, but before that, an entire city infected by the virus, causing the inhabitants to be turned into zombies. I am a survivor of that, Lucas. What are you a survivor of? Huh? The men in white coats? You know, you survived the men in white coats? You know? That's about it, Lucas. That's about all you can survive. You know, I will say it's actually hard to tell the difference between the white molded and standard molded, honestly. Do I get time for a drink of my hot chocolate? I do.
Maybe you got lucky. What do you say?
Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Well, that came in handy anyway. Didn't need to use it, but I came in handy. Any health around here? Hello. So I am very suspicious of this new umbrella. This good umbrella. This umbrella who has asked Chris Redfield to help him capture Lucas. Yeah, right. I don't fall for that. Stay still. These enemies are the fastest enemies, and probably the fastest enemies in any Resident Evil game. Even faster than the Crimson Head, because see how quickly they can jump back and forth. Like, it's crazy. Is he white? Are you happy enough with that, Lucas? Oh god, obviously not. Yeah. Is that good enough for you, Lucas? Have I proven myself now?
You're slowing down, Christopher. Almost had you that time. Just how much more of this do you think you can take?
Throw it at me, Lucas. Give me your best. is white. Again, I can't tell the difference between. If you go back a little bit. Oh, at least I can stock up with some ammo. I can't tell if this is actually a white molder. Oh.
Okay, no more, all right? I don't have anything left.
You won't get any sympathy from me, asshole.
I know. I've done terrible things. Horrible things. I killed your man. I tortured them. And I enjoyed every second, soldier boy. Just like I'm going to enjoy watching you burn.
Commencing countdown to detonation.
Oh man.
You hear that? Sounds like time's running out for you. Tick tock, Christopher. Tick tock.
You're gonna kill me, just kill me. For the love of God, shut the fuck up.
Oh, I wish I could stay and watch you burn to death. But I can't. I have an elsewhere to go. Bye.
Fuck.
Okay.
7,
Oh man.
Don't want to die here.
What about it?
4,
Whoa. I'm lost. I'm stuck.
3, 2,
Just a little more.
1,
On.
0.
That was close. Jeez. Oh wow.
Shit.
Jeez, I love that moment. It just literally got down to the final second. I will say one thing though, you know, Chris Redfield, he is resilient, but he's never played anything or anybody like Lucas Baker. Lucas Baker is human. Let me point that out. I'll say that again. Lucas Baker is a human being. He's not a biological weapon. He's not a tyrant, which Chris Redfield took down in Resident Evil 1, okay? He's not Albert Wesker, you know, who was infected with like a superhuman virus. You know, he's actually a human being. Like, out of all the threats that Chris Redfield has faced in his career.
Chris, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
We managed to intercept an email Lucas just sent out. Listen to this. Umbrella and Redfield have been taken care of. Dealing with them cost me some time. Cost them a lot more. But I can still get that data to you, but we're quits after that.
He thinks I'm dead. This might be our chance. Who'd he send it to?
We're still decrypting that. Just get Lucas.
Keep me posted.
Okay, so again, Lucas has been sending some sort of information relating to the bioweapon to an unknown party, and it's up to Chris really to capture Lucas and find out who this party is. So as I was saying, Lucas Baker, he's a human being. Like Chris Redfield has never faced like a huge threat from a human before. I'm just looking at that red box there. I should have kept that lockpick. I should have kept that lockpick. There's always a second playthrough. So yeah, Lucas Baker, human being, and look at the threat he is able to. Oh, that's typical. I should have kept my lockpick. Oh well, I'll keep that in mind for a second playthrough. The only problem is I'm after forgetting where the lockpick is. Go back and rewind my video, I think, next time. Okay, who's behind here? What's that? It's interesting. Right, do I have to crouch down now because there's a torrent behind me? What is that? Do I activate that or something? Oh. I'm gonna see, can I destroy that because Yeah, I'm really regretting using that lockpick now, because I think whatever was... Yeah, second playthrough, I'm not going to worry about it now. Oh my god, I'm actually in a lab. This is the lab, this is... it looks like a lab. Oh my god. I love these moments because it's when the game really goes into a different atmosphere. The tone changes, you know. The tone changes. I don't know if I'm in a lab actually, to be honest with you. It looks more like a hospital than a lab really, doesn't it? Should I go up here or should I go down there? I'm gonna go up here. Yeah, it looks like some sort of a hospital. Like in a hospital is pretty much a lab really. Yeah, there's definitely going to be a second playthrough of Not a Hero for that lockpick. Lock from the other side. Okay. Hello. 12 minutes after dose. Cell classification. So that's what happens when you are... Oh no, that's actually the T-tox, the thing. Sorry, it's a toxin that destroys the fungus. The fungus is the bioweapon essentially. It's basically a very advanced fungus. So there's an antitoxin for it that can cure you, but what it does is it destroys the cells in your body. So yeah. Okay, so I'm guessing this is where Lucas experimented. There's Evelyn. That's Evelyn right there. See that figure of a girl? That's Evelyn. Evelyn is the bioweapon. She was designed to look like a 10-year-old girl to fit into urban environments because this bioweapon was created as a weapon for war, you know, hence biological weapon, and you know they designed her to look like a 10-year-old girl so she can fit into like urban war kind of situations, urban war environments, as opposed to if you came into an urban city with a rocket launcher, you know the enemies are going to say, okay, he's the enemy, he's got an enemy. So he's the enemy, he's got a weapon, danger. Whereas if a 10-year-old, you know, the enemy's location, they're going to say, oh, there's a 10-year-old girl lost, or whatever, you know. So much more effective design for a bioweapon. Holy shit, there's a molded inside that room. I better get my weapon out and ammunition out. But I'm going to look for some files. How many doors are in here? There's 2 doors, but they're actually apparently locked. Yeah, I'm mad for my documents and folders, you know what I mean? Mad for my documents and folders. I'm hoping that molded inside there is happy enough for the time being. I hope he doesn't come busting through the window or something. Here we go. What is this? WM002. Oh god, my mind is wandering. WM. Winters Mia? Mia Winters? Oh, white molded. That's what it means. White molded 002. So he's been experimenting on the byproduct of the bioweapon, to mold it. Bit strange how he would experiment on that, and he wouldn't experiment on the main bioweapon itself, because the main bioweapon itself is capable of mind control, which is, to say the least, like that is very useful like in war situations. This is strange. Very strange. Strange how I can't access that laptop. You would think that Chris would be accessing that laptop for some sort of information. It's very strange. Okay. Yeah, I'm obsessed with finding documents because that's where you get more insight into the story. There's definitely a second playthrough coming up anyway, so if I missed everything first time round, there's going to be second time, third time, fourth time, you know, multiple times. I'm just very intrigued to see, like, how is it, you know, got some more photographs. Oh, so these are what he's created, White Mole 010, so he's been creating all these weapons. That's the main bioweapon itself though. I'm intrigued why he doesn't seem to be interested in that. Weapons development program. Some more white molded. It's very, very strange though. He doesn't seem to be interested in the main bioweapon, Evelyn. Considering Evelyn's capabilities as a bioweapon. I mean, she can go right to the enemy in disguise as a 10-year-old girl, infect the enemy, take control of the enemy's mind and body. She can get the enemy to do whatever she wants, so if essentially that enemy becomes an ally, it reduces prisoner of war, the cost and effort involved in that. So in a war situation, Evelyn is just, and not just a war situation, any situation, you know, mind and body control. I mean, that's amazing. So, you know, maybe she has some, maybe the side effects is a bit too much for Lucas to experiment on. Maybe he's just wants to go Dr. Frankenstein with this bioweapon and, you know, create and focus on the byproducts like these things. But like, what I liked personally as a fan of Resident Evil 7 was how advanced this biological weapon was. I mean, we've seen these type of bioweapons, you know, for years. You know, Umbrella's T-Bio. So, by the way, I'm working for the Umbrella Corporation, which is just bizarre. Just a quick reminder of that. I'm actually working for the Umbrella Corporation. But yeah, we've seen all these mutilated monsters, essentially. They're not really effective. You know, they're dangerous to work with. They don't exactly have much intelligence. But if you're dealing with Evelyn, there's 100% intelligence there. So I don't know, I just can't get that around my head why Lucas would want to be experimenting on the byproduct of this bioweapon. I think there's no other folders left. Is there any other folders left? Just gonna have one quick check. I don't think there is, but you know, you never know then. There'll have something hidden somewhere. Okay. Well, we're supposed to have to go through this door and face that molded. Just which now though?
Hello? Oh, hello.
So through door number 1 we have this bizarre area. I love these oh my god. Hello, can I shoot you? You don't want to shoot me there? Oh sorry, I missed it. Hello. Oh my god, he's all white molded. Oh my god, I see a wheelchair. He's definitely white anyway. He is, I can't tell if he's white. I think, oh my god. Let's see if he's white or not. No, he's not. Okay, the first thing I take notice of here is Evelyn's wheelchair. What happened to Evelyn as well is Evelyn, see, that's probably the side effect that Lucas probably didn't like. If you don't treat the bioweapon, okay, if you don't monitor Evelyn's vitals and her progress and stuff, she eventually ages at an alarming rate. And that's what happened at the end of Resident Evil 7. So maybe Lucas didn't like that. Which is probably why he's working on the bio product. Now this is interesting. So I think that what this represents is young Evelyn, and well, you can't exactly call that old Evelyn, can you? Or maybe you could represent Mia Winters being the adult, and Evelyn being the child. Oh yeah, what makes the bioweapon effective is the bioweapon is obsessed with this family. She always wants a family. So she goes out and she wants a family, like, and so she's going to try to infect as many hosts as she possibly can. So this is a photograph of Mia Winters and Evelyn. Evelyn is on the right, Mia is on the left. So you mightn't believe it, but that girl, that 10-year-old girl on the right, is actually a biological weapon. And she is programmed to, you know, seek out as many hosts as possible and infect them. And the infection process is essentially mind control. So the bioweapon will take over the host's mind and body. Okay, we got another. Okay, I love my documents. Okay, here we go. We're going to find out something here. Okay, we're going to find out something. So this is a log of the E001 series, which is the name of the biological weapon. July 22nd, 2016. Health good, mental state good, mutamycete secretion normal, other not available. Not much change. She just plays with dolls all day. Turn 2 guys molded today. Also, I can turn people into molded. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, but it is capable of the spores. The spores of fungus that Evelyn can release can turn into individual organisms called the molded. Okay, so August 12th, 2016. Health, coffin, exhaustion, mental state slightly stressed, mutamycete secretion more than usual. So what's beginning to happen here is Evelyn is not being treated. She's not been looked after. After playing ball with Dad, she started complaining about being tired. Turned 1 guy into a fat molded. August 26th, health bad, mental state stressed, mutamycete secretion high, other sudden aging. This is what I was talking about a second ago. She's aging all of a sudden, losing weight, hair falling out, the works. The more she screams, the more she vomits. Basements heavily contained. No apparent cause of the aging. Gonna ask for further instructions. This is making me think that whoever has this biological weapon now is not belong to the person who created the biological weapon, because I'm pretty sure they would have known that the biological weapon needs to be looked after. And I'm thinking back to a document in the original campaign where you play as Mia Winters. It's a flashback where Mia Winters and her partner are tasked with transporting Evelyn to a new area. She's told to monitor her vitals. So I'm beginning to think whoever has Evelyn at this stage is not the same company who has created Evelyn. Okay, health weak but stable, mental state delusional, incoherent, mutamycete secretion stable, other not available. Aging has slowed, seems pretty stable. Got the E necrotoxin from the company. Orders are to use it if she gets out of control. And I thought I was the funny one. Still trying to kind of in my head find out, like, is the company who created Evelyn and the company who was transporting Evelyn and the company that Lucas is in contact with, I'm thinking, are they all the same company or are they separate? Can't quite figure that out right now. I'm going into my Resident Evil fan addict mode right now. This is what happened in the previous video, so I'm gonna have to get back in track here now. Okay, so something not very good happened here anyway. So Lucas Baker is experimenting on the byproduct of the bioweapon, the molded. And he probably doesn't like the fact that Evelyn, you know, the main bioweapon eventually ages, and it's probably why he's experimenting on the molded as opposed to Evelyn herself. Just want to make sure there's no more folders or documents around here. So the purpose of the bioweapon again, the purpose of Evelyn, the E001 series, is to be a bioweapon that is capable of taking out as many enemies as possible without direct contact, and it can do that by essentially taking control of the host's mind and body, turning enemies into allies, which is a huge, you know, success for a biological weapon. And you know, it does that because it's essentially a fungus. The biological weapon was created by injecting a very advanced fungus. The genome of this fungus was injected into the pre-stage 5 or pre-stage 4 human embryo, and eventually, you know, in the lab, in a cultivated lab, a biological weapon was created to look like a 10-year-old girl. It would blend into urban environments, and it would infect the enemies there. So the enemies would not know that this is a weapon; they would just see it as a child. The symptoms of infection start with the host seeing things and hearing things, and eventually the thoughts of the biological weapon and the thoughts of the host are in tune, are in sync, and the biological weapon, Evelyn, will get the host to, you know, start doing crazy things like cutting off their hands or harming other people, and eventually that would break down the mind of the host, and that's when the biological weapon has complete control over its host. And that's how the biological weapon works, and that's why the company who created it thought that it would be fantastic as a biological weapon. And what makes it even better for Evelyn as a biological weapon is she's obsessed with a family, probably because she was created in a lab. She didn't have any affection, so she wants a family. So she wants a father, she wants a mother, she wants a brother, she wants a sister. So she's going to go out and infect as many people as she possibly can, and, you know, have this family. So it makes for a very successful biological weapon. Unfortunately, if not controlled and looked after, the biological weapon will age rapidly. And yeah, so Lucas, however, has connections to the biological weapon and the company who has either created it or stolen it. That's what I can't figure out. I can't figure out, is the company at Lucas in contact with the company who has stolen Evelyn? Because in the main campaign, where you're tasked with transporting Evelyn, you read a document, and it's from the company that created it, and they say that because of a large threat of the biological weapon being stolen, we have to transport Evelyn. So I'm thinking, is the company that Lucas in contact with the company who has stolen Evelyn? I think that might be the case. Because if Lucas couldn't control, again, there's Evelyn, the biological weapon, on the right, and Mia Winters on the left. Mia Winters worked for the company who was involved in at least transporting Evelyn anyway. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, if they couldn't control Evelyn, I'm thinking they can't be the same company who created it. It just doesn't make much sense. Okay, so we're going to go back out now. Okay, I'm going to go up the stairs now. This reminds me of Outlast 2. There's an area in Outlast 2. Now I know you're in a school. I'm thinking, do I go down? Because that's the... Like, I'm going to be going up a floor, but I've missed this area. Oh man, I'm lost now. What the hell? How did I end up there? How did I end up down there? I'm terrible with directions. That's strange. How did it? Oh, I forgot it was locked on the other side. That's alright. That's okay. That's okay. Alright. So that's locked. I love these these areas in Resident Evil games, the end, the lab and the hospitals, and you know the root of the biological weapon. You know, it's brilliant. Oh God, imagine seeing that in a hospital trolley. Jesus. I died. Oh, Jesus Christ! That fucking gave me a fright as fuck. That gave me a fright. Jesus Christ. That was probably the best jump scare in Resident Evil for me, because I just didn't expect it to jump up, like, you know. Because to be fair, and I know there's some people out there that just don't accept that Resident Evil 7 is scary, or other games like they say Outlast isn't scary or whatever else. Like that was proper scary, you know, like 100%, like, because there's multiple stages in the game where there was enemies on the bed. So yeah, they never really jumped up like that. So I wasn't expecting that at all. No. Jesus Christ. Okay, we got no. We have a document. Sorry, disconnected my headphone there by accident. Yeah. So another document, July 11th, 2017. I'm sick of this guy Lucas. Okay, this is interesting. So this is a letter from somebody now talking about Lucas. They just gave him my job as lead researcher. Why? Whoever this company is, whether the company who created Evelyn or the company who stole Evelyn, why would they give? This is what I wondered from the start. Why is Lucas in this position? Like, I know that Evelyn came to the Baker family estate, and that's where, you know, Evelyn infected the Baker family, and obviously Lucas was in that family. What I can't understand though is how did Lucas end up contacting? How did Lucas end up being connected to whatever company it is? Who do they think I am? Why do I, a Stanford graduate with a Master of microbiology, have to work under this lunatic? And all he does is mess around with the test subjects, making them all fight each other and doing unnecessary autopsies. He's sick. He knows nothing about the E-series mutamycet's potential. I'm going to report his behaviour at the next meeting with HQ. Okay, that's interesting now. I can't understand why, for the life of me. You know, a company, whatever company it is, be it the company that created Evelyn or the company that stole Evelyn, why they would give Lucas Baker, what did I say again, as lead researcher? Now, whatever this research project is, like whether it's the leading research in whatever projects they're doing, that is bizarre. That scared, that molded on that bed scared the fucking shite out of me. I just wasn't expecting it. Like, there were so many times in the game where there was molded line on the bed, but it didn't jump out. Quality jump scare right there. I have to go back and rewind that. Where about would I be known in the video? When did I start this stream? It doesn't matter. I looked through it. Gonna have to replay that moment. Priceless. It's the good thing about streaming the game, actually. The last episode I was talking about why I shouldn't have streamed Not a Hero. I'm now saying that it's actually brilliant to be streaming those moments, because you can look back in them. Is there a molded hiding behind there? Christ. Okay. Oh fuck. There's somebody inside there. It looks like Lucas, man. Call me crazy, but it looks like there's somebody with a hood. That looks like a shadow of somebody with a hood. Probably not, though. Probably not. Right, there's no power. So in true classic Resident Evil, it is Lucas. Jesus Christ, what a prediction! I knew I can fucking. I just knew from the hood. Hello, Lucas.
Lucas.
Why is this crazy, mentally disturbed individual, right, not only working with a company who was either stolen a biological weapon or created a biological weapon? Why have they made him head researcher? I wonder, are they using him as a test subject? Like, they didn't know eventually that they're going to use him as just some sort of a like biological weapon. Because like, what would happen if I shoot the glass? Oh, I can't. So everyone knows how some games nowadays do that. Like when you get close to like a character, like a main character, and you go to shoot them, they just take away the weapon. Probably makes it a bit realistic, like, because if I did shoot that window, you know, and he didn't respond, you'd be thinking that's not very realistic. Okay, so I had to turn on the power. Jeez, that wasn't too hard, was it? I was expecting like 25 minutes of gameplay to find the power switch, and it's right there. That's a first for the series.
Oh, Jesus, what the hell?
Yeah, Lucas, I'm still alive. See, again, like, don't underestimate Chris Redfield. Like, you don't know Chris Redfield, you just know my name from a newspaper, you know, in an article about the BSAA. You don't know anything. You know nothing. You know, I've no idea what I've been through in the mansion incident, you know. Hello, Lucas. Still alive. I love that moment. Oh shit. Yeah, Lucas. Still alive. Alright, I think this is going to be the area of the game where I'm going to find out a lot of information. I'm going to go straight to his laptop. Okay, what do we have on here? So this was an email sent. So Lucas Baker sent it. Yeah. Thursday, July 20th, 2017, 10:22 AM. Things got a little out of hand, but I took care of it. I'm sending the e-data now. It shouldn't take too long. After it goes through, I'm out of HTW. Okay? Spelling is a bit bad there, Lucas. I'm just thinking. Did Lucas steal Evelyn on behalf of his company? Yeah. Oh. Okay, there's nothing else. Alright. So he's sending. I'm sending the e-data now. So it's been sent anyway, so unfortunately, Chris, you can't stop that. Data has been sent. Jesus Christ. Is this? Wait, no. I need to zoom into that. What the hell does that say? Fun diary. So that's Lucas's diary. I killed off all the Connections researchers. So, by the way, the Connections is apparently the name of the company that Lucas Baker is in contact with. Now, whether this is the same company, again, that has created the biological weapon or has stolen the biological weapon with the help of Lucas, I actually don't know. So hopefully all those questions will be answered. They were poking around where they weren't supposed to when I wasn't looking, but I knew exactly what they were up to. Probably didn't like having to report to me. So I threw them in a cage with some molded. They shit their pants and begged for their lives. I'm just worried I won't be able to hold back from laughing when I make the report that they met with an unfortunate accident. Probably a good time now to cut ties with the Connections. The only one who can really make good use of Evelyn's mole. So he really wants, he's obsessed with the mole, more so than Evelyn. Probably a good time now to cut ties with the Connections. Or I'm the only one who can really make good use of evidence more. Jesus Christ. I pointed out in part 1, I was talking a little bit about the psychological profile, if you will, of Lucas Baker, compared to any other crazy Resident Evil character. Like, number one, he's human. He's not a tyrant, he's not a nemesis, he's not a licker. Number two, he doesn't take orders. He's not working for Umbrella Corporation. He's not like Albert Wesker, who is a spy from Umbrella, ordered to lure in the stars into the mansion. You know, he's not infected with a superhuman power. He's a human being. He's a psychopath. You know, so he's doing all this for his own purposes, and he's making that. That's a human decision that he is making. Again, he's not a biological weapon. It makes for one of the most interesting characters in the Resident Evil series, hands down. Oh, the lockpick. I'm going to go back now. Probably the shortcut, I don't know. Save my game first anyway. I hope I can find the box that I need to open, and hopefully it'll give me something better. Now, what can I put into the item box? This is a tough one now. You know what? I don't really use these, so I put them there. Plus, I can come back anyway and get up. Okay, so I'm going to hopefully be able to go back now that I have the lockpick. Oh, this. And hopefully I can go back. More importantly, hopefully I can remember where I'm going. I'm terrible at remembering where I'm going. I'm going to run for this part because nobody needs to see me kind of going back and forth, like, so I'll run as quickly as I can. That's where I nearly shot my pants. Okay. So we are going to go through here. I think. Please be. Oh God! What the hell? Oh! Can I shoot that? Oh! I can't shoot. I'm just gonna open it. Whatever. Pick lock. Ah! That's just useless. What the hell is that thing supposed to do? It's not even shooting me. Weird. Weird. Although I will say one thing, those weapons actually are very useful, like, there's no denying that, like, so. Of course, that was locked on the other side, wasn't it? I bet you there probably is too. I bet you there's a shortcut now that I probably wasn't aware of. If I had went through the door up there, it probably would have led me to the door that was locked on the other side. Probably would have made my journey shorter, but there you go. But now I have, which is which? I keep forgetting which is which. I don't know which is which. I think these are the bullets that destroy the white molded, I think. So okay, this is where I came out of. I just want to make sure that I have everything in here. Oh no, I'm not finished this area. I need to go around the corner. I'm very late. See, I love my documents. Buyer for eData. Got one. Get set up for transmission. Jesus, this is getting very interesting here. So maybe the connections are the ones who created Evelyn, and maybe you're the one who's actually selling it. God, there's so many questions. I think I got the questions answered that I wanted for, you know, at the end of the campaign. You know, I know what the Umbrella Corporation is now. I know what their intentions are. I know why Chris is working with them, but I still can't tell what the company was that created Evelyn, and the company that, because there was a company that was attempting to steal Evelyn, and we obviously know that there's this company called the Connections now that Lucas is in contact with, so probably interesting stuff. All hopefully will be revealed. Hopefully sooner than later, really. With that music playing in the background, I feel I'm getting probably close to the end. So hopefully now I'll find out who the Connections are and you know who created all, won't you? I thought I'd only waited. I knew it. I don't know what's going to be happening with this thing now. Well, the last thing didn't shoot me, so hell, that's supposed to be like. That's strange. Shotgun shells, ammo, whatever. Ammo, shells, same thing. Oh god. Okay, where am I now? I'm guessing there's going to be a boss battle coming up here because
How the hell are you still alive? You should
I'm
be dead.
Chris.
We got your emails. We know you're funneling info to someone.
That's none of your goddamn business, Chris. A lot of people out there want to know about our little AV. A lot of people.
Your friends, the Connections, know about this? They don't strike me as the forgiving type.
That's my business. You let me worry about them. You're about to have your hands full.
Jesus Christ. Boom.
I can't. I don't. No. I don't believe it.
Believe it. It's over.
No. No way.
Just shut up and accept it, Lucas.
Love that, wouldn't you? Oh,
Ah,
boy.
fuck.
Got a situation down here.
Infection is at critical mass.
Tell me something I don't.
Oh, I got something for you. You fucking squirrel.
You're going to need to proceed with caution. Extreme caution.
Oh, that's different. Like it haven't been since we got here.
I know, So it wouldn't be Resident Evil without the evil main character transforming into what the hell is that?
You had to come in here. Nurse me up. Didn't you?
Jesus Christ. See, what I can't understand is, why would Lucas think that turning into an ugly mutant like this was a good thing compared to having a biological weapon with you that can take control of a whole body and mind? I don't understand that. Like, we've seen this before. We've seen William Birkin transforming, you know, into the G-Virus mutants. You know, we've seen all this before. Like, even Wesker, you know, I am a god. You know, what did he turn into? A fucking ugly mutant. You know. With Evelyn's help, you could have essentially taken over the world, Lucas. Why did you choose ugly over intelligent? Some people just never. Oh God. Oh crap.
The air contamination is going off the charts. Kill that thing before your air tank gives out.
Thanks
That's
for the
right.
advice.
supply station ready for
Shit.
service.
Pressed R1 by accident and used my health.
Don't forget about your oxygen supply.
Yeah, I know. Jesus. Fucking one hit kill, like that just literally that was an unbalanced boss battle, Varric. He was fine up until that point. Then it just takes one hit to kill me, like. So let me just sort out my weapons and stuff there now first. Well, it's actually I'm grand, am I? Yeah, I'm grand. What's this? Well, I got a good amount of health, and I got a few grenades as well. I suppose which is better now. Yeah, I use grenades. Grenades are better than the incinerators. Okay. Alright, so he's definitely a boss battle anyways. Oh, okay. The watch.
Over here. Burst the top.
Yeah, I do actually.
The air contamination is going off the charts. Kill that thing before your air tank gives out.
Thanks for the advice.
Oh,
Oxygen supply station ready for service.
Lucas, fuck off. What's he got? I like how, oh Jesus Christ, I like how the area here is actually, looks probably like the lab in Resident Evil 1.
You're down to half an
I
oxygen
can't
tank.
see.
Don't forget about your oxygen supply.
So is there a way to find oxygen, or do I just have to defeat him before my oxygen runs out, or what, like?
Bloody, over here. Burst the top. Into.
The air contamination is going off the charts. Kill that thing before your air tank gives out.
Thanks for the advice.
Shit.
Oxygen supply station ready for service.
Oxygen supply station, where's that? There's the oxygen supply station, I don't know where it is. Right.
You're running low on oxygen.
Yeah, I know that.
Oxygen depleted.
Oh,
Please wait until reserves are refilled.
What's this, for fuck's sake? Lucas, how his one hit kills here, like, what the hell?
Not much oxygen.
Yeah, so don't use the oxygen until it's coming out. I thought you could use it. I thought you could use it whenever you wanted, but I suppose it's probably better to wait until the oxygen is down to about, I don't know, about 2%. Yeah. Yes, I fucking do, Lucas. See, Lucas, right now you're no different to the tyrant I took out. You know, that's the should find with the many tyrants I've taken out. You're no different, Lucas. There's an ugly, fast, retarded, mutant. And you're stupid as well, because if you had focused on Evelyn, you had focused on perfecting Evelyn as a biological weapon, you would have made a hell of a lot more money. You would have kept your humanity as well, so joke's on you, Lucas.
The air contamination is going off the charts.
Joke's on you.
Something before your air tank gets out.
Thanks for the advice.
Oxygen supply station ready for service.
Down to half an oxygen tank. Don't forget about your oxygen supply.
Okay, I should use it now, actually.
Oxygen depleted. Please wait until reserves are refilled.
Good boss battle, actually, I like it. And the whole idea of keeping an eye on your oxygen. It used to be like the salt structures that was being activated, you know, please evacuate when you have a timer or something like that. Where's he gone?
reserves are refilled.
Stay in one place, Lucas, for fuck's sake. See, Lucas, this is what always happens in the end. I've done this many times before and I'll do it many times again, Lucas. You're just not more than a fucking mutant prick.
Game over.
Exactly. And Lucas is officially dead. Okay, do I get any answers? Like?
Chris, the data transfer is almost complete.
How do I stop it?
You need to find a way to shut down the server. There may be some transformer relays you can... Okay, that worked. Gonna be some pissed computer techs up here, but...
From your river. What's the sit rep?
The facility is clear. Even the newer breeds have been neutralized.
Then I'm out of here.
Hey, don't give me end credits now yet, bye.
Perimeter wall is up and operational.
Good. Think we did any good here?
Not for them, unfortunately. But the mold is contained. Hopefully, they're Evie's last victims.
Hopefully.
Chris, there's a call for you. You need to take it back at the camp.
All right. I'm on my way.
Ah, for fuck's sake. Oh, well, at least I know that the Umbrella Corporation are in fact back. And that Chris Redfield was indeed Chris Redfield. It took me 4 hours to complete it, not too bad. Okay, I'll have a little conversation here about to be honest with you, it was alright. Not a hero, it was alright. I would have preferred more of an explanation of why Umbrella were set up. Would have been nice to see somebody from Umbrella kind of like show up and yeah, would be nice to have a bit more Umbrella in Not a Hero, a bit more explanation of them. But we do know now that that Umbrella are in fact back, that they've been reformed since 2007, and now they're apparently good guys who are combating bioterrorism, which I don't believe for 1 second. Mark my words, the next mainline Resident Evil 7 or mainline Resident Evil game will prove me right. I don't think that Chris Redfield trusts them either. But nonetheless, that's what it is. I mean, he was in fact hired by the Umbrella Corporation, and his mission was to capture Lucas. Fortunately, couldn't capture him alive. Lucas was sending out information to an unknown party called the Connections. So I suppose like we have more questions really than answers. Like, who are the Connections, and are Umbrella really good? I suppose those are the answers. Those are the questions I have now. Okay, so let's press. So I played it on normal. Took me 4 hours, 7 minutes and 5 seconds to complete. 22 restarts. Antique height 7 out of 10. Files obtained. Oh, and that's, do you know what? 10 out of 10 for the here. That's all that matters to me. As long as I got all the fucking files, I'm glad. Item box is opened 3. Attacks deflected. Didn't even know you could do that. 0. Healing items used 12. Stabilizers used 1. Steroids used 1. Oh no, I've not professional. I'm confident enough. Yeah, I think my next playthrough will be professional. I'm happy enough with it. I felt that the difficulty overall was quite easy. Item Thor's hammer. What the fuck is that? Site B. added to the item box. What was that? Come on, a hidden cutscene. Come on, you wouldn't get... Oh, you fucking pricks. Fuck you, Capcom. Fuck you, Capcom. No, I'm only joking. It was good. For free DLC, I can't complain. It was good. I had 2 burning questions at the end of the main campaign. When I saw this mysterious character approach Ethan Winters, remove his helmet, I'm Redfield. Ethan Winters gets taken into a helicopter. The helicopter flies away. There's a big logo on the helicopter, Umbrella Corporation. I mean, my mind was spinning out of control at that stage, and I wanted 2 main questions answered. Well, 3 main questions really. Who are this new Umbrella? What were their intentions, and why was Chris Redfield working with them? And those questions were answered. This new Umbrella was refunded in 2007 as a private military company, and their purpose, similar to the BSAA, is to actually combat bioterrorism, to right the many wrongs of the Umbrella Corporation, and many of its long-standing staff are still with Umbrella. So there's the staff who probably signed a document to assassinate a member of the Raccoon Police Department because they knew too much, is still working with this company. So that's the Umbrella Corporation in Not a Hero, and I'm very suspicious of them. Again, like the staff members from the original Umbrella are working with this new Umbrella. I mean, come on. Again, same staff members who signed documents, signed off on the assassination of people who knew too much about Umbrella's doings. Come on, like. And of course, the Umbrella Corporation is responsible for the creation of the T-Virus, the destruction of Raccoon City, and ruined many, many lives. This company is going to reform itself in 2007 and say, we're good now. Fuck off. Yeah, I don't believe in that for 1 second. And I don't think Chris Redfield believes in that either. Which brings me to my next point. In terms of why Chris Redfield was working with them, well, I suppose they needed somebody who had experience in counteracting bioterrorism, and no better man than Chris Redfield. And your mission was to those questions were answered. I'm happy enough with that. The DLC itself, Not a Hero itself, the mission was Chris Redfield to capture Lucas Baker, who was sending information about the biological weapon Evelyn to an unknown party, which is now called the Connections. And he didn't manage to capture Lucas alive, but he did stop him from sending information to the Connections about Evelyn. Evelyn is a very dangerous biological weapon, capable of mind control. Very, very dangerous biological weapon indeed. Also capable of creating a sub-bioweapon in the molded, which is what Lucas was experimenting on. So obviously that had to be taken care of. But I have other questions now that I want answers to. Like, is the Connections the same company? Is it the same company that created Evelyn, transported Evelyn, and the company that, well, we know it's the company that Lucas was contacting, but is it the same company that created it? I want to know that. That's what I want to know. What else? Because we know that in the main campaign, we know that there was a company that was trying to steal Evelyn. That much is a fact. So, was it the Connections that stole Evelyn? Or was it the Connections that created Evelyn? But overall, happy enough. But I'm actually, live on the phone now. I'm going to check to see if there is multiple endings for Not a Hero. So I'm going to type in Resident Evil 7 No. Not a hero. I'll just put in endings and see what comes up. And see if there's multiple endings. Review Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, not a hero. Hero is an entertaining epilogue. All endings. Not a hero. Ending / final boss. Not a hero ending. All endings, final boss plus secret. I don't like some of these fucking clickbaits now, like so. What's this say now? Bear with me now. Final boss plus secret. I don't care about the secret. I guarantee there's only one ending. What's up with this now? Strange. Video's not playing. Resident Evil 7 Not a Hero end of Not a Hero walkthrough guide to completing. Ending reveals mysterious free. Check Eurogamer and see what they say about it. Step-by-step guide to completing. Okay. Not a hero final boss. Boss fight. Last minute to do so. If you recall. If you want to replay it, okay. Keep charging away action. Enjoy the ending. I don't think there is multiple endings. Which I'm happy enough for. Because as good as they are, it's fucking annoying trying to find the conditions to get the. I think from what I'm looking at here, there only seems to be it's very well. So we know that there's an Umbrella Corporation now. We know that Chris Redfield was working with them. We know that there's a company called The Connections. So I suppose it's probably setting up. Just type in multiple endings to see what it says. See if there is. I'll just type in multiple now. It's saying all endings on one video, but I know it's just a clickbait. Like End of Zoe. The End of Zoe is different. Resident Evil 7 Not a Hero ending. The final boss. I just watched this video. I don't know why it's saying multiple endings because. Not a hero, all endings. That's only one ending. So I know if we keep dragging this out, I just want to make sure that there is actually. Yeah, it's only one ending. I'm happy enough with that. So that is the end of Not a Hero. Chris Redfield, in the end, was the real Chris Redfield. He was in fact working with the Umbrella Corporation, a new Umbrella Corporation, refounded in 2007 as a PMC, a private military company. And their goals now are to right the many wrongs of their past and fight bioterrorism. And we know being introduced to the Connections, which apparently are the ones that created Evelyn. And because when Evelyn arrived at when Evelyn arrived at the Baker family estate, Evelyn arrived there. So Lucas has been kind of keeping tabs with the Connections to tell them, how she's doing or whatever else. But he did his own thing. He worked on the White Molded instead of sending information to the Connections. But I still don't know that for sure. Like, there could be two separate companies at play here. There'll definitely be a second playthrough eventually. Not in any rush, to tell you the truth. I might do a bit of End of Zoe next time on Greenhorn Gaming. But yeah, so if I had to rate it out of 10, I'd probably give it a 7, if I'm being honest. It's a little bit on the short side. It doesn't really give you too much information about this new Umbrella. You don't get to see a whole lot about that. Almost nothing about the connections. Not enough really kind of new enemies in it. It's all right, like you know what I mean. But I've had my questions answered anyway, so you know, that's all I wanted from Not a Hero, and those questions were answered now. But they probably left more questions really than answers in the end. But it's grand, like, for free, like, you know, what you getting, like, for free, like, you know. So yeah, that's it now for now. Thank you for watching, and bye.